A boy ate 25 laxative brownies in 1 hour. This is what happened to his kidneys. This is what happened to it. This is what happened. BG is a 14-year-old boy presenting to the emergency room with an abnormal heart rate. BG had defecated 8 times in the last 10 hours before stumbling around confused. You see, BG and his friends decided to challenge each other. First to Poo Poo wears a TuTu.
In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Where friends would eat 10 laxative-filled brownies within 15 minutes, and the first 2 to poop would be deemed full of crap and will have to wear a tutu to school the next day. Clearly, this was for jokes and memes on behalf of 14-year-olds. Clearly, this was for jokes and memes on behalf of 14-year-olds. It didn't help that Nate, the older brother, agreed to buy the laxatives over the counter, and an older sister agreed to bake the brownies. He was going to eat the most brownies.
I wanna be gay!
Each one having the equivalent to 2 laxative tablets. You're only supposed to take 2 as the recommended adult dose. Contest day. The brownies are baked, and the boys with fresh faces to Poo Poo. One of the boys didn't feel well.
Bitch!
He tried as hard as he could to resist the urge to defecate, but he gave in quickly. Some of the other boys were feeling uncomfortable too, and in the back of his mind, BG didn't feel well, but the need to show up his friends was greater than his urge to use the bathroom.
Bitch, I'm drawing doodles to tell your duties!
He laughed at the others, called them derogatory names, and ate 5 more brownies.
You cocksucker! You don't give a shit, and I've been sitting around getting sick of your attitude! You fucker! You fucking bitch!
One of the boys was clenching his stomach. He was feeling major abdominal cramps. It was uncomfortable. He was on the verge of tears. BG laughed in his face and ate 5 more brownies to show him up. A total of 20 brownies now. Finally, the second boy gives in and goes to the restroom. He was the final loser. The other boys, now free to poop without fear of losing, all go use the bathrooms, and BG, to show up the others, ate 5 more brownies for a total of 25 before finally using the bathroom himself. It's several hours later. The 2 boys who lost the competition are feeling great. Those who fought the urge to poop aren't feeling so great. And worst of all, BG is acting weird. It started with him slurring his words and tripping over his feet.
Fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock star.
These started appearing after the 6th time he defecated. Around this time, he reported that his urine looked like coffee, that the stools became diarrhea, and that he felt his right calf muscle was sore and cramping. He was found gasping for air as he complained that his heart was racing. He also started to develop a massive headache and was found gripping his head in pain. The friends laughed that BG was pooping his brains out. But after the 8th time in the bathroom, he didn't come out. And in fact, an hour later, he was found unconscious on the floor. The friends immediately called for an ambulance to bring him to the emergency room where we are now. Given this past medical history, there's several clues as to what's happening. First, BG is suffering from hypokalemia. Hypo meaning low. Kali referring to potassium, or more formally kalium as is shown by its symbol on the periodic table of elements. And emia meaning presence in blood. Low potassium presence in blood. BG clearly overdosed on laxatives when he took 25 times the recommended adult dose in the brownies. The laxative he consumed was senicide, a natural stimulant. It works by causing the muscles of the colon to contract, helping you pass a stool, but it also softens that stool by drawing water into your colon. That's a problem because your body water is a soup of several chemicals. An important one getting depleted in BG's body by the laxatives is potassium. Take for example these frog legs. That muscle is physiologically similar to human skeletal muscle. When salt or sodium chloride is put on these legs, they twitch and contract, despite there being no brain attached to these legs to control them. So sodium helps promote muscle contraction. On the other hand, potassium promotes muscle relaxation. A lot of it present means that your muscles relax for a very long time, and too little present means that your muscles won't stop contracting. One part of lethal injection
But I ain't beat that case.
is potassium chloride injected directly to the heart to prevent it from contracting. That kind of injection doesn't tense your heart up, it just relaxes it forever. You can start to see the problem here. If potassium is low in BG's blood, then his muscles would have a hard time relaxing then. He's having cramps both in his abdomen and his right calf muscle. BG's rhabdomyolysis is very severe. Because he's a 14-year-old boy, he hasn't finished puberty yet, meaning his muscle mass is lower than an adult man. In pediatric rhabdomyolysis, boys have a higher risk of getting it than girls because of decreased female muscle mass. Please don't ever take more than the recommended dose of laxatives for anything. It's just not worth the consequences. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and be well. First to Poo Poo wears a tutu.